Okay, let's start. So, dear colleagues and friends, we are just about 40 days away from the first international conference of BIM. As you may know, on the 20th and 21st of June, we will receive in Portugal some of the greatest international experts in the application of the BIM methodology to the life cycle of a building. So I suggest you that you check the program on our website. Our website is in the screen now, and the conference will focus on the best practices and issues of a BIM implementation. Several notable speakers will share their experience leading the motivating and support for all of us involved in the implementation of this methodology in public and private institutions. Because we are sure that not everyone is comfortable with this topic, and because we want you to enjoy the best possible this opportunity, we are organizing some complementary technical webinars in which the main BIM software distributors of the market will be presented. These webinars will cover only the technological solutions that support the BIM methodology. The case studies and the opinion of the industry experts will be reserved for the 20th and 21st of June in Porto, Portugal. So don't forget to register on the conference. Before giving the word to the software presenter, I have some guidelines to introduce. As soon as you arrive to the GoToMeeting session, you will see a menu like this one that is minimized. Please press the red button to open it. Then, if you experience any problems with your sound, please go to Settings and check if the configuration is OK on this menu. You also have a menu for questions. Please submit your questions during the webinar and we will try to answer them in the end. If there are too many, and since we have limited time, the questions that don't get answered during the webinar will be attended to later by email. Today, we have with us Ricardo Figueira from Top Informática, the Portuguese reseller from CYPE. During next weeks, we will have other webinars presenting the other software solutions available on the market. Please don't forget to register to each of them, since registration for this webinar doesn't work for the other webinars. This slide is not updated since we have one more session on the 4th of July for presenting Revit, a solution from Autodesk. You can also register to this session. To register in the webinar, please go to our website and check one of last news with the title First Big Warm-Up BIM Webinars, as you can see on this picture. There you will find the register link. Any questions, please contact us. So these are the last two slides before handling the presentation to Ricardo. For those who don't know, BIM means Building Information Modeling. And BIM is an integrated process that stores and streamlines the exchange of design, construction, and operation information between the various stakeholders, creating three-dimensional models that represent all the physical and functional characteristics of a building and that have a great potential in supporting decision-making in the various stages of a project. So, if you register and join us in the first BIM International Conference, you will learn with the industry about how to implement it and some best practice. BIM is much more than a software. BIM is a process and a paradigm shift. So please join us on the 20th and 21st of June. And now I will give the word to Ricardo. 1 second, please. So Ricardo, okay, we are already seeing your presentation.
Is everybody seeing my screen?
Yes, perfectly. You can start.
Okay. So, good afternoon to everybody. My name is Ricardo Figueira. I'm an engineer at Top Informática, the Portuguese reseller for CYPE engineers, and also a developer partner. Okay, and in these few slides, I will try to present my company, Top Informatica, and also CYPE Engineers, and to present also the software, the main characteristics of the software. Okay, too fast. So, well, Top Informatica is the Portuguese reseller for CYPE Engineers. Is a company founded in 1988 and is a partner and a reseller for CYPE Engineers since 1991. Okay, we are present in Portugal and also in other countries like Angola and Mozambique. We have more than 10,000 users at this moment, and far more than 100,000 support events in the last 10 years. We do a lot of support. We have also our quality management system certified since 2002. And as you can see here, our mission is to provide to other companies, engineers, architects, professionals of the AEC engineering, construction and architectural field, products and services that can maximize their productivity with the best quality. In this meaning, we have also the first Portuguese certified software, CYPE, the software that does the thermal analysis of a building. This led us to be leader in the Portuguese market at this moment with this kind of solutions. And CYPE Engineers. CYPE Engineers is the software house, was founded also in 1983. The first version of the Portuguese software was made in 1991, and nowadays there are versions of the software in Portuguese, Spanish, and French, Italian, and English ones. Okay, the software is adapted also to most countries in Europe, Africa, and America. We adapt, as you will see in the next slides, the software to each country by the standards or regulations requirement of each country, or by local requirements or techniques. Okay. Well, CYPE is an integrated package. Okay, we are talking here about three main applications, but there are more. And these applications are designed for the design of the structure, envelope, and building services, and that include all documentations and specifications, drawings, reports. All of those are produced directly by the software. Okay. And there are the three main applications. CYPE-CAD. It is the application, the software for the design of the structure. Okay, we can have concrete structure, steel, timber, or aluminum structure defined in this software. The CYPE-CAD map does the building services analysis and design. We can have thermal analysis, acoustic analysis, gas supply, drainage, telecommunications. All of those are made directly into this application. And for management, we have here Archimedes, which can make a bill of quantities, project budget. Okay, we'll see how they interconnect these three applications, and can produce also project specifications, Gantt charts, information of this kind. These are the main standards and regulations that are implemented specifically for Portugal. Okay, in the structural design for CYPE-CAD, we can have all of this information embedded in the software. Okay, the Portuguese regulations, European standards and regulations. In this case, for the envelope and building services design, okay, also some regulations for drainage, for thermal analysis. As you can see, we have implemented these standards and regulations directly into the software. Okay, the user don't has to check all the time these standards or regulations. Okay, now we are entering here in the BIM workflow. Okay, we are presenting here the workflow for working with our program, in this case with the CYPE, the software for the structural design. And we are presenting here that you can import a model from an architectural program, an architectural software, import it by an EFC file, and then design the structure directly into the CYPE software, and then export the final structure, the final model of the structure, directly again to the architectural software. Okay. For example, here we have an architectural model with walls, slabs, stairs. Okay. We export this model into CYPE. CYPE extracts the structural information present, the structural elements, slabs, beams, these kind of elements, designs them. If it is a concrete element, it can design the reinforcements needed, and then gives back by an EFC file the model to the architectural software. Okay, in the architectural software, it can be analyzed, the structure, the final structure made by the structural engineer, and combine it with other specialties. This is now the workflow for working with the map solution, the solution for the building services. Again, it is the same thing. We import the EFC file from an architectural software. CYPE map does all the extraction of the information needed, okay, for the envelope, external walls, slabs, openings. All of this information is extracted from the EFC file. Then we can analyze and design the building services, and export all of these building service, all of these networks, pipes, cables, ducts, all of this information back into the architectural software. Okay, another example here for this case, we have here an office. Okay, and we export this information back to a CYPE map. We can design here an air conditioning network with some ducts, some machines, and then we can export that information back into the architectural software. As you can see here, all the information has come back, and this section here shows us that information. Well, now that I have presented my company, the software, and the main workflow, I will use now directly the software and present some example. It will be this building here. Okay, so I'm going to change now back to the software. I can show you here. Okay, this is the main panel for selecting software applications. We have the software adapted to Portugal, so it is in Portuguese, of course. We can select the main applications here for structural analysis, for building services here, for management. Okay, these are the main applications. Okay, behind I have here already CYPE, and now I'm going to create an example. Okay, just for importing the EFC file. I'm going to select here a new job, not an empty one. I'm going to select this option here for importing the EFC file. I'm going to select the EFC file. Okay, it is importing the elements. Okay, and now it is shown here. Okay, all the elements shown in this model. In the next phase, I will select some of the information. Okay, we have here all the floor heights, all the floor identification names. Okay, next the loads per each floor. Okay, I should check the code I'm going to use to select the loads for these floors. Okay, in this case I will maintain the default ones. And in this phase I'm going to select the columns I want to use for my project. Okay, the software groups them by material here. I can select by material. The next phase I have the slabs. Okay, I'm going to use. Okay, software again does this grouping by thickness of each slab. Okay, next here another slabs, the roof. Okay, and the walls. Okay, in this phase I have walls. In this case I don't want any of these. I could just produce the loads for each wall. And finally, some floor plans that I can make here for helping me model my elements. I'm going to finish here. This is the importing process. Okay, and here we have the general settings dialog for this job. I can select here the codes I will use for concrete, for steel, for timber. For example, for concrete, I can select the Portuguese regulation or Euro code if I want to. I will maintain this by default. And then I can change here some options for the materials. Okay, for steel, for example, steel reinforcement options. Okay, loads, for example, wing loads. I can select here wing loads, and you can see here that we have the standards implemented for each country. Okay, we have all of these countries, and by default we have Portugal, and we have two options, Eurocode 1 or the national regulations. I can select one or another. Okay, and one example here, if I put here 20 meters and 12 meters, for example. Okay, you can see I have the wind loads here generated by the program. Automatically, the software does this kind of work. Okay, the limit states here, for example, for concrete. Okay, they are already here. I can change them if I want to, but they are already here present. Okay, well, just some warnings here. I need to check. There are some warnings the program made in this import of the EFC file. And as you can see, I'm going to do now a 3D view of the building. And you can see I have here already a lot of information. All the columns and slabs are already in place. The columns are totally defined. They are gray, so it is already concrete. The slabs, the architectural model doesn't define what kind of slab I have, a flat slab, a joint slab, or something like that. I don't have that information already. Now I'm going to open the final model. Okay, this is the final model. I'm going to show you again the 3D view. Okay, this is the model. the BIM model for structure of this building. Okay, we have already defined here all the elements: slabs, openings, walls, concrete walls, stairs. Okay, columns, beams. Okay, all the information is present here. Foundations as well. Okay, this is all the information. If I'm working, I will do an analysis. I will analyze this building, and the software will try to put the reinforcements for these elements. Okay, I'm going to show you here, change some parameters here. Okay, a more clean drawing. Now the envelope. Okay, I'm going to change some options. You can see the stresses here. Envelope for this beam. Okay, these are some of the results after the analysis of the software makes. Okay, according to the codes selected, you can have this kind of information. Okay, in this case for beams. I can also show now the reinforcements the software puts for this beam. Okay, I have all the drawing here for the reinforcements, all the rebars that the software can generate automatically. If the engineer is not satisfied with this option, he can change it here. Okay, directly change the rebar that he's using, or changing the length some of these bars. Okay, all of these can be added by the user. Okay, in this case I shown a beam. Okay, I can go down to the foundations of the building and show some elements. Footing here. Okay, for example. Okay, the detailing of this footing. Okay, it can be edited as well. Okay, the 3D view. Okay, for the reinforcements, or the 3D view for all the foundations of this building. Okay, this is all the information that is present in here. And now, after I'm satisfied with the solution, the final solution for each element, I can generate reports and drawings for this job. I'm going here, I'm going to show you some reports. Okay, options are okay. Okay, this is the job data report. In here are present the codes I have selected, the loads and combinations that I use it. Okay, all this information, terrain, okay, all this information is here present, and it can be directly printed or exported to format file, PDF, docx. Okay. Another example of a report for stairs. Okay, stairs showing all the information about the stairs, some quantities, takeoff quantities here. Okay, all of this information is present in here. Okay. Well, these are some kind of reports I can extract from the model, from the BIM model of the structural elements here. I can extract as well some drawings. Okay, I'm going to extract here the columns schedule here. Change this option. The software will generate the drawing. Okay, there we have it. Okay, the drawing for each column. Okay, directly extracted from the information of the model. That means if I need to change anything, some change in the displacement of this column, for example, or some change in the section of this column, that change will be directly reflected in here, in this drawing. Okay, we'll close this one. And another example, I will show them the detailing of the beams reinforcements. Okay, there are a lot of beams in this building. Okay, I'll show you here beam. As you can see, this is exactly the same drawing that we saw before. Okay, we have the reinforcements here. Okay, we have a lot of options for this drawing. This is the default one. We can change the appearance of this information. Okay, well, these are some information about reports and about drawings, but we can also extract from this model other kind of informations like the budget. Okay, I can select the location for this building. Okay, some characteristics about it. Okay, and the software will use an internal database. Okay, and produce here and produce quantities for each job item. Okay, as you can see, it's a process. I will export it now. Okay, and there you have it. Okay, all the budget for this job, this building. I can select here, for example, job item footing. Okay, and we can see here all the quantities, takeoff quantities directly from the BIM model of the structure. Length, height of this can be extracted and maintained from the main elements. Okay, I will close now, back to the structural model, and I will show now the final EFC. Okay, we can then export an EFC file with all of this information, geometrical and information about the elements and materials used. All this information goes back to the architect, probably, that will be using some other software like ArchiCAD, Revit, or Vectorworks, for example. Okay, so this was the main characteristics of our software for designing the structure. Okay, now I will change for this other software that can design the building services. Okay, CYPE map. Then again, I will import an EFC. Okay, as you can see, this is a little bit different for the other, from the other one. In here we have to select first the country for which we are producing our job, our project. In this case I will select Portugal. As you can see, we have others, but for Portugal we have all these specialities that we can produce the project. Okay, I'll just accept. I will use again an EFC file. Okay, We'll select it here, and again it will import first the 3D model, okay, with all the elements, and then I will extract the elements that I want to. First, slabs. I will just use here some elements, fat slab here, uncheck this option, check this other one. Next, walls and partitions. I will put here something. This is our internal database. We can use a lot of databases. In here I will select these walls, the default ones. Okay. These are the wall. Okay, I think it is almost this. Okay, I think that's all. And again, it is the same principle. Now I have the general settings for this project. I will need to select what kind of building I have, what kind of specialty I want to start with, some information about this project. Okay. Again, the building site. Okay, some other parameters. As you can see, again, it does the floor, creates the floor plans automatically. Okay, and in this case, some standards that we use for thermal analysis. Nope. And as you can see, it is the main principle. It is the same. We see a floor plan view in this case. Okay, here in the right bottom right, you can see that we were in the basement. Now the ground floor, first floor, all the way into the roof of the building. Okay, and each element can be edited. I'm here with a guard here. I'm going to select here an option because it hasn't one, and I'm going to show a 3D view again. So this is what we can have with the EFC import. Okay, I'm extracted all the information about external walls, about windows, doors, slabs, coverings, roofs. Okay, all the elements are in here. Probably I will need to adapt some of the characteristics, change something. We'll now open the final model, BIM model for this building. Okay, with all the envelope defined, with all the elements, all the building surfaces, like water supply, drainage, all of that information will be present in here. Okay, and there we have it. Okay, I will show 3D view now, just for. Okay, I'm going to make here some adjustments. This is a nearby building. Its purpose is to study shadows that can be produced in our building. Okay, it is using the thermal or acoustic, in the thermal analysis of this building. Okay, now down here in these tabs we have all the specialties that we can make for Portugal. Okay, CYPE does the thermal analysis according to the Portuguese regulations for this building. I'm going to analyze it now for checking some results. Okay. Okay, as you can see, All of these information, areas, volumes, and the like are also calculated by the software itself. And if I press in here in this compartment, we can see all the envelope defined. All of this information is extracted from our database. Okay, the database of this and this model. Okay, some tabs with other information, thermal bridges here. Okay, this is all the information that the software can produce for each element, for each compartment. Okay, and okay, it is the same that I showed for the structural analysis. I can then produce reports and drawings. Okay, in this case, I'm going to produce here a report. This is a report that is its layout is mandatory by the Portuguese code. Okay, I have to have this presentation. Okay, with all the elements. Okay, there are here more reports. Most of them are standard reports. I'm going to change now. I showed the thermal analysis. I'm going to check now the acoustic of this building. Okay, I'm going to produce an analysis. The software is analyzing all of these compartments and trying to meet the requirements of the Portuguese code. Okay, the basement. Okay, for example, here the an office. Okay, as you can see, it's producing in this bottom side some parameters, acoustic parameters. I'm going now to here. In this bedroom, for example, it shows a lot more parameters. Okay, it shows what it has calculated and what is required by the standard. Okay, for example, I can show the indirect acoustic transmissions. Okay, deals with other walls present in other floors. Okay, the software does all of these calculations according to the standards required here in Portugal. Okay, I can show you now, for example, another specialty. I'm going to change here for water supply and drainage. I'm going to show here, for example, the layout for this apartment. As you can see, we have, well, one thing, we are working always in a floor plan view, but we can define the height of each pipe. Okay, in this case we have the water supply, water. In here we have the boiler. Okay, and the software analyzes all of these elements. We put bathtubs and all of these elements in here. We design the layout for all of these pipes, and then the software analyzes all of these pipes and suggests the best diameter for each one. Okay, these are the elements in here. You can show, for example, in here a 3D view for showing. Okay, I have to change here something. Walls. Okay. You can see some. Going to turn off walls, and probably doors and windows as well. Okay, just for showing here all the pipes and all the elements involved in this system. Okay, well, I could show, for example, solar thermal water heating in here. I'm going up there to the roof to show as well. We have the solar panels in here. Okay, they are up here right in the roof. Okay, they produce hot water directly into each apartment. The software can analyze this network of pipes and suggest the best diameter and produce, as always, reports and drawings. Okay, I'm going to show we have as well the gas supply. In this case, we are using the same model, the same model, BIM model. So we are always talking about the same element. We are talking about the boiler. It is the same boiler present here in thermal, solar thermal, and water supply as well. And electricity, okay, as well. We have electricity here with all the elements present. Telecommunications network also, because it needs to have electricity. Okay, and here other elements. For example, I can show you here, if I move an element here, I'm going to move this element closer to this bathtub. I'm going to analyze this building again. I'm going to analyze the electrical network. And the software will warn me. Okay, not really, not too close. I'm going to put closer and analyze this. Okay, in this case it is not warning me, and I have an example in here in the other apartment. It shows me that I cannot have this kind of element close to a bathtub. Okay, it points me that some requirement of the Portuguese code doesn't permit me. Okay, this is the electricity network. I can show the telecommunications network, for example, or the fire systems present in this building. The basement, for example, we have a sprinkler network. Okay, all of these building services can be designed in here directly. Okay, the principles are always the same. We can produce drawings and reports afterwards, and as well as I showed in the structural software, you can produce as well the budget. Okay, the budget can always be produced by the software. I'm going to produce, for example, just the budget for this network, because it's faster, just for this specialty. Okay, the software will, okay, then again produce a standard budget, okay, with all the elements. I think exactly. It can extract the quantities from the model. Okay, it extracts the quantities, it puts a price in each job. Okay, it determines the total cost for this, in this case, the fire system for this building. Okay, and as I said, for the structural software, it can produce as well the EFC file. Okay, in the end I will produce an EFC with all the ducts, pipes, elements, presents, machinery. All of those can be exported through EFC to other softwares. Okay, other software can then import all of this information into their environment. Okay, to cancel here, and now I will show for last the software Archimedes that can produce the bill of quantities, the budget, it can manage all of those informations. Okay, in this case I will consolidate a budget. Okay, I'm going to use here prepared job. Okay, this building A. Okay, some report here with some warnings. Okay, in this case I have the budgets made by the structural software, CYPE, I show it first, and in second the budget made by the CYPE map, the building services and envelope design software. Okay, each one produced a unique budget. Okay, and I'm consolidating the two of them in here. Okay, if I'm going to watch, for example, here I'm going to check some footings again. Okay, as you can see, if I press in here quantities, okay, I can see down here I have the footings for each column. Okay, and its dimensions. Okay, according to the model. Okay, if I would have to make some changes in the model, I will have to generate another budget, but this budget will update this information, and I will have always a clean information in the end. Okay, here the building, the budget, original budget. Okay, it is identified here, and in the end, okay, as always, I can produce reports. In this case, I'm going to produce a bill of quantities and a budget for this building. Okay, software can produce so reports about all of these elements presented in the building model. Okay, it is the same I showed before, and now I'm going to present the budget in here. Uncheck this option, and okay, budget. Okay, the total for this budget. Okay, this kind of information we can extract with this software. Okay, I can produce as well, for example, some Gantt charts if I want to. For example, I'm going to show here an example. Okay, for example, a Gantt chart for this job, or can produce other kind of documents. Okay, well, this is a general view of our package of softwares. Okay, I've shown the structural software CYPE for designing the structural elements of our building. I showed then the CYPE map, the software for designing the building services and envelope of our building. And now in the end, I have shown the Archimedes, that is a software for the management of the documents of our project. It can produce the bill of quantities, etc. Okay, I'm finished now. If I'm going to
Okay, Ricardo. Okay, Ricardo, thanks a lot for your presentation. It was very helpful. I hope that everyone feels the same. It gives us a very good overview of your software. I have here a few questions. I will ask you two of them, and maybe later you can answer the other ones offline, okay?
Okay.
So one of the questions that we receive is about, I think you explained a little bit, but maybe our colleague needs more information, is what kind of information is it possible to export to the IFC format? I believe he's asking about it's only structure and MEP. Can you explain a little bit what is possible right now?
Okay, right now we can export information from each one of the softwares I presented from CYPE that can design the structure, and from CYPE map that can design the building services, the map elements. From the CYPE, the structural one, we can export almost all elements. Okay, we can export beams, slabs, columns, footings. All of those elements can be exported directly into EFC formats. From the CYPE map, we can export as well all the elements, including walls and slabs, but it's not most we use it, but mainly we can export the MEP elements, okay? The ducts, the pipes, the bathtubs, all of those elements can be exported directly into the EFC format.
Okay, thanks. Another question that we have here is about how is your software being sold? It's all these functionalities are available in different models. If we can choose different models, how does it work?
Yes, we sell the package by models. For example, you can choose to have CYPE with just the fat slabs options, and you can not design other kind of slabs. Okay, if you want to design other kind of slabs, you need to contact us and ask for it.
Of course.
These are the main main principles for selling our software.
Okay, there is a question here for myself, maybe, that is until when is possible to register to the conference. So our idea is to maintain the registrations open until the end of May. So you still have some time to decide if you want to come. So until the end of May, you can make the registration for the conference. Okay, Ricardo, we have here a few more questions. I will send you by email, and I will ask you please to answer to these people. Okay? So, okay. Thanks a lot for your time. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.